leaving Kalmar now. Just about to see the bridge behind. Docking went fine last night. Refueled the diesel tanks and the fuel tanks, or the water tanks, sorry. And we didn't break anything, which is great. Tanya's doing a little vlog. Wind's against us at about 5.2 knots at the moment, so we can't really do anything about that, but we're going to do an overnight sail tonight and hopefully be in Stockholm by maybe late afternoon tomorrow. We'll see if we can get some wind on the beam or something like that, but tomorrow it swings around, so we got some downwind sailing tomorrow. Other than that, it's fine, doing 7 knots on the engine. Quite easily actually. We've got the bigger engine on board, it's the 57 horsepower. So with the weather nice and calm, we decided that we was going to fix the problem where the sheet went back underneath through the deck because I didn't tie the stopper knot on it. So we took one of the lifelines off the port side and actually ran that through the channel, and then we could lead the rope through it. As you can see, I made a temporary fix by fixing the rope onto the port cleat there, and then just using a couple of t-shirts wrapped with duct tape just to avoid the chafing on the deck. Tanya always said to me, actually, why do you want to take 2 extra t-shirts or rags along with you? We don't need that on the boat. Trust me, rags and old t-shirts are invaluable on a boat. They're so convenient. So I ran the lifelines under the deck and then took the rope through, and it was a mission success. And it was so great to get this fixed while we were on passage. Motoring. Nothing on the water. No wind, no nothing. It's kind of beautiful, but I'd really like to switch the engine off now. Still. Should be nearing Stockholm tomorrow morning. So we just left Kalmar this morning and going up towards the Stockholm archipelago. So it's going to be an overnight sail, but hopefully the wind will come a bit later. We'll see. Not much else to say really. Just done some drone flying. That was pretty cool. Nothing. We are finally sailing again. Last time we sailed, what was it, down in just from Christiansø, the Danish island. So it's been a whole day of motoring, but now we're sailing, and hopefully we can go through the night. So what have we got? 6.2 knots over ground, and that's 7 knots through the water with 10 knots of true wind speed, which is great. What are you cooking?
We are making a lovely salad.
Yeah.
And then we are having a German bratwurst. Currywurst.
No, not currywurst. Is it?
They will,
No,
be,
bratwurst.
they will turn into currywurst with curry ketchup. And
Yeah.
then we are making mashed potato, which is unfortunately going to be with powder. But
Great.
I'll have to do at sea.
Perfect. The beam reach. Flat sea. And then beautiful sunset as well. You can't get better than this in sailing. It could be 10 degrees warmer, but that's another thing. Just getting the sausages up in a minute, and then we'll do another overnight passage. Hopefully I'll get a bit more sleep this time, and yeah, it'll be nice in the morning, and probably heading for Sandhamn tomorrow. Or Sandhamn, as you say in Swedish. It's one of the most popular places in the archipelago for the rich to go with their big power boats and things like that. So, sunset with sausages and salad. Mashed potatoes. Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The night shift can really suck badly, to be honest. The wind has dropped off now. We are motoring again, doing 6 knots on the way to Sandhamn. Nothing really to report. Wind's coming from the stern at about 6 knots, I think, something like that. So not enough to sail on, really. Well, without light wind sails. Yeah, what else to say? The boat's looked after us, to be honest. It's been good. No major problems. Engine's been smooth as hell. No hiccups with that. Almost just run it in now. It's almost done 45 hours. Needs 50 hours in the run-in process. Yeah, we're on course. Time is now 3 in the morning. It's cold. But, you know, gotta take the rough with the smooth, I guess. Let's carry on. Let's see where we are. Yeah, so this is Stockholm here. And we're about 4 or 5 hours away from getting into the archipelago, so good morning. Just about to be sunrise, and it's really beautiful. Still Not much wind, there's 12 meters per second, but we really need a light wind sail, I think, to get some good speed with 12 knots. I'm doing 6.2 with the motor on now. I dropped the motor a minute ago and we're doing about 4 knots just with the sails, but we need to get there around 11 o'clock midday or something like that, so we've got to motor a bit as well. Getting pretty tired now, so I'm going to go and wake Tanya up and so we can see the sunrise together. And I get a couple of hours sleep before we hit the archipelago and start going through the islands. Good times. Want to see the sunrise? There she is. Sleepy. Huh? Can you take it to here?
Two.
Just in there. About here, wake me up about here.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't bother filming too much on the way into the archipelago because I was so tired at that point. So we arrived in Sandhamn, absolutely fine. And it felt so good to get the boat back to home waters and something familiar.
Yeah, a little bit left.
Arrived in Sandhamn, raining like hell. Too bad about the weather, but we got here okay and looking forward to a restaurant tonight. Good morning. It's time for us to leave Sandhamn, and it's grey and miserable and not that nice, to be honest.
Everybody else has left.
Yeah.
Last boat.
We're the only ones in Sandhamn at the moment, so yeah, but let's see what the wind does to us today. It's meant to be blowing a hell of a lot later, so we want to get in before that happens. And let's see if we can sail. The wind's coming directly from Stockholm. It's always on the nose, of course, and but let's see what we can do. Maybe we do some tacking. There's no rush today, so yeah, let's see what it's like. Going through this channel that we always go through. Yeah. So we came in yesterday and they've given us the wrong mooring. They said it was B49 when actually we've been given B9. is B9. I've just measured it, and it is 4.4 wide. And our boat, have measured it, although it's 4.1 on the spec, it's actually more closer to 4.2 wide, so that gives us 20 centimeters extra, 10 on each side, 10 centimeters. I can't even fit a fender into that. So they've got to move the mooring, what do you call them, mooring fingers or poles. But if they move it onto B7, that effectively makes that mooring useless. If they move it onto B11, then it's going to narrow that one as well. Like, yeah, we need to come up with a solution. I mean, we can't have a mooring where I'm struggling to get it in, basically. So the harbour master was really good with this, actually. I told him that we more or less need 4.6 meters wide. He was initially a bit reluctant to give us that, but I came back down 2 days later and he'd moved the mooring to 4.6 wide, so that gives us enough space to get the boat in, and yeah, we're happy with that. Yay! We made it!
So that was the journey from Greifswald in north of Germany back to Stockholm with the boat. It was a fantastic journey. We made it back without ruining the boat, without ruining ourselves, without getting upset with each other. It wasn't without any obstacles, but we learned a lot, and it was a really, really great trip.
Yeah, and we definitely had some ups and downs in that, and there was a few major downs, if I'm honest, and sorry for depressing the hell out of you sometimes, but it's a learning curve, and yeah, we're just showing you what we go through in real life. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and if you like this video, give us a like. Yes. And feel free to subscribe, and yeah, thanks very much. See you next time, guys.
See you.
Cheers then.
Bye.
Bye now.